second session, day 2 of our reading of the class novel. So again, just to remind you, you can pause the video at any time because there's a lot of information here. So as you know by now, our novel that we are looking at, our class reader, is Floodland by Marcus Sedgwick. Hopefully you enjoyed the first chapter, and what I want you to do now is have a think, have a recap in your head about the first chapter, what happened in chapter 1. So if you just pause the video now and have a little think. Okay, hopefully you should have had some of these ideas here. So a little recap of chapter 1. So we found out that it is set in a place called Norwich that is surrounded by floodwater. We are introduced to a character called Zoe who is running away from the gangs. Who are the gangs? We learn that she has no choice but to leave. She doesn't trust anyone and feels that she would be safer on her own. Why is this? We find out that she's got a boat hidden and it's called Lycra. It is her only way to escape from the people that are chasing her. During the chase, she's very worried that Lycra might not be there, and it makes the chase even more dramatic. Is she going to get away? We also learn that she has lost her parents. Lost, so we don't know what's happened to them. Also, her dad taught her to row in an old bathtub. She manages to get to her boat whilst the people chasing her are left on the shore calling out after her. She doesn't trust any of them. She has a compass, which is the only thing that she has that belonged to her parents. And as she's in the boat, she starts to row in the direction of the southwest. Apparently this is the big bit of Britain. It is a very tense ending as there is no sign of land as she's rowing and she's getting very weak. Okay, hopefully you remembered all this from chapter 1. A line down the middle and a line across, creating 4 boxes. Okay, in each of those boxes, so after you've listened to the chapter again, I want you to think about, tell me, was there anything you liked about this text? Okay, and there's an example. So I liked the fact that Zoe was so determined to reach her boat, it made me feel that she was desperate, which created excitement. Okay, another section, was there anything that you particularly disliked? So an example there is, I dislike the fact that the sea level is rising. This made me worry about the state of our country. In the third section, down the bottom, was there anything that puzzled you? So questions there, why did the supply ship stop coming? And then in the final box, were there any patterns, connections that you noticed? So an example, this reminded me of some stories I have seen in the news when people are trying to reach safety. Example. So those examples have been given. I would like you to try and think of at least another 2 for each box. Obviously, follow the link that's on your learning for chapter 1 to remind you exactly of what happened. Remember, you can pause whilst you write down notes, and then I would like you to present it in the Tell Me grid. Okay, great. So hopefully you will have got lots of ideas for that. And finally, I'd like you to think about the following questions. Was the story of chapter 1 what you expected based on the image we saw first? So remember, in the first session we looked at that picture of Floodland. Well, we didn't know then, and there was a city in the background. How has the author created a sense of drama and intrigue? Now, the chase was very dramatic, and there was lots of things happening during that chase. Like, she was worried about her boat not being there, her only means to escape. How did you imagine the events as the passage was read out aloud? What helped you to imagine this? Does it remind you of anything that you have read before? Or anything that you might have watched? Any films that you might have seen? Programs. Okay, again, don't worry if you find some of it a little bit tricky, just have a go. And then I will look forward to seeing your work uploaded onto Class Dojo. Again, any problems, you can message me on that. Okay, see you next time.